You, the greatest basketball fans in the world. Us, your new New York Knicks. We, the fans, the team, the city, united. We, protecting the Mecca of basketball. Now. Now, when you and us become we.
Welcome back to St. Francis Prep here in Queens, and we have a special guest at the start of the second quarter, and he's St. Francis Prep sophomore Neil Carousso, who I think is going to be taking my job this time next week. Neil, welcome.
Thanks, Rich. I don't know about that, but having a lot of fun doing the public address announcing, and great game so far in the first quarter. You know, the referees are letting them play early in the first quarter, but now, you know, you're seeing a lot of fouls, and, you know, we'll see how they play.
Should be an outstanding game the rest of the way. These two teams, as we mentioned in our open, met in a scrimmage, but they're both very comparable. They both predicate their offense on their defense, and so far, Cardinal Spellman has done a very nice job defensively breaking out late in the first quarter to open up a 6-point lead.
I mean, Jenna Allaby and Shatira Hamlet couldn't really penetrate to the basket, and even Catherine Polito, who's come back from an ankle injury, I'm sure you mentioned that earlier, you know, she's not able to get to the basket either.
Well, we're back to live action, and as a very special present, Neil is going to call the next couple of minutes or so.
We'll see how I do, Rich.
Okay, we'll help you along, no problem. So a three-man booth, or three-person booth, I should say. Sorry about that, Julianne.
That's all right. I'll take man once in a
Well, Catherine Polito is going to inbound here, right in front of us. And Shatira Hamlet will bring it up, point guard for St. Francis. Shatira dribbling here.
Dalmau has been on her throughout the game.
And now here's Catherine Polito, who's going to drive. But she can't penetrate to the basket, you see. And Catherine Kraus starting this year. She started 2 years on JV. As Shatira Hamlet tries a layup to the hoop.
Nice floater by Hamlet, who is looking to get going offensively. She's been able to get to the basket, but putting it in right there.
11-7 right now.
Nice move by Onaya Webb. Strong. She's been going to the basket very, very well in the early
She has, definitely. And the ball gets stuck here, but there's a foul on the play.
Onaya Webb, who's just great inside and outside. She has such a game.
Yeah, she does. Kim Glover committed the foul. Actually, my fault. That's Catherine Polito. Team is 5th.
And unfortunately just could not get the roll. But so as somebody who goes to school with everybody on this team, you know, your thoughts as you see them and call this game for you?
Well, you know, I'm around these players, boys. I announce the boys also, and the girls. And, you know, the girls, they practice, I mean, both teams, they practice every single day. And, you know, they have a very rigid schedule. But both of these teams play very well. Coach Wagner does a great job coaching, as you saw on the screen earlier. She's the head coach for St. Francis. As Polito stops and misses an air ball.
Caitlin O'Doherty into the game, and it's going to be called an altered possession.
That's a jump ball.
It's going to go. Now they called it.
Spellman's possession.
It is going to be Spellman possession because everybody in white shirts was running to the baseline, but the officials make the right call.
So, I mean, these teams practice every single day. I can respect it because I'm at practice a lot and doing a lot of preparing.
Now, do you get to know these kids, like off the court? Do you make friends with them?
Definitely. In fact, one of them is a sophomore.
Nice jumper by Troy Melton.
Troy Melton. Nice shot. 14-7 now. And Shatira Hamlet brings up the ball. Actually, the one sophomore that's Veronica Ganzi, she was in my math class last year. She's very good. She got a chance to start earlier with the injury to Polito. There's the foul on the play.
And you're able to see them develop as players as you watch them throughout the years get older.
And as you see, and I've been doing this since 8th grade, as a freshman growing to a senior, and the difference is unbelievable. Spellman inbounds here.
Nice job by Spellman to get it across. And Melton, how about the pull-up right there?
And the J.
Rims in.
St. Francis
16-7.
now in a press, as it, you know, and Cardinal Spellman is going to be looking to push it in that press.
Yeah.
Melton with 6. St. Francis getting it across rather easily. A 10-2 run here for Cardinal Spellman, Neil.
Yeah, and here's Jenna Allaby, who shoots 3, and she misses.
Having a tough day for the
And
field.
that's me out of bounds. Yeah, and I mean, Polino coming back from an injury, you know, it's tough coming back. As you saw, we saw in the JV game with Angelica Kaczynski, had knee surgery and was out for a year. You know, it just happens, and you can't. It's hard to get back.
And as we were talking about Jen Hallaby before,
Right.
Another strong move by Troy Melton, but she couldn't connect on that one.
she's going to Adelphi. You have to wonder too. Some
And
players.
Delmo couldn't get rid of the ball, and it's me a jump ball.
And it's going to go
Caitlin
St.
O'Doherty
Francis.
grabbed it. Yep. And it's me Terrier's ball.
And as I was saying, some players like Hallaby, if you know where you're going to college and you already have that scholarship, sometimes, as Rich mentioned before, it takes a lot of pressure off the player, which in Jen's position it has. And some players actually give up. They just say, all right, well, I got my scholarship and I don't have to try anymore.
I know. But these girls, they practice really hard. So see Shara Hamlet drives it off to Caitlin. Top of the backboard. And it's going to be a fast break for the Pilots.
Troy
Melton has the ball right now. Right.
Troy Melton has done a terrific job so far today with 6 points leading the Pilots. 6.6 rebounds as well, but turns it over right there, Neil.
And now Jenna Allaby brings it up to Catherine Polino. Back to Allaby, she shoots a 3. And she drills it, 3-pointer for St. Francis. Down by 6 points.
That's certainly what they needed as they were struggling with a Spellman 10-2 run, and Allaby just silences that.
Yeah, that was a poignant shot right there.
A nice way that she set her feet and she just curled it up. Very quick release.
Definitely.
Well,
No
Neil,
foul on the play.
tell us what type of atmosphere this is here in this school. I mean, I did not have the opportunity that you had to do PA or work at a TV station in high school. I mean, this is a tremendous school, and the opportunity to be around sports teams just about every day of the week.
Well, I mean, St. Francis Prep is the largest Catholic high school, actually the largest private high school in the United States. And it's great because St. Francis is full of opportunity. I had an opportunity thanks to Mr. Sal Fischetti, who's the athletic director, and she switches it.
And what got you into
That's
this?
Troy Melton. Well, actually, to be honest with you, I used to sit in front of the TV in my living room and call the Mets games, which I know Rich is very fond of.
So
I'm a Yankee fan, so I don't know.
We're having a tough go around, but you can't get Cliff Lee, so in your face with that one.
Well, we're going to have a New York duel here.
Kraus brings the ball up.
Sal Fischetti is the athletic director here at St. Francis Prep. Always does a great job in welcoming us, and we always appreciate him as Hamlet gets bottled up and turns it over in the corner. And now Hamlet forces the turnover.
And now St. Francis will have the ball. Catherine Polino will inbound.
Joy Toronto called for the double dribble after the pressure from Hamlet.
Megan Erdman comes back in the game. So correction, Veronica Ganzi comes in.
Wearing number 34 with the ball right now.
Only sophomore on the team. Here's Catherine Kraus. Gives it to Veronica. Veronica's been very tentative since coming on varsity. And it's a turnover. And Melton drives it to the hoop.
Melton doing what she does best. She's getting steals, pushing the ball in transition. Very athletic player.
Very athletic.
She makes it a 10-point lead right now with just about 4 minutes left in the first half.
Polino's testing the waters here. And now Veronica. Back to Polino. And that looked like a foul.
Blocked
but
by
no call.
Onaya Webb.
And a jump ball.
And Spellman just went into, it looked like a zone, a brief zone. It was either a matchup zone or it was a flat-out zone because they were rotating that way.
3:57 left in the second quarter. Spellman will inbound.
And with their largest lead of the game thus far. So how did you originally get into sports? I know you said you liked watching the Met games and doing play-by-play.
Yeah, you used to do play-by-play.
Your father or any of the siblings get you into this?
To be honest with you, I used to watch, the games all the time, baseball, football, and the first thing you see is the announcer pop on, and I used to just love it because that's like the icon of the network, and I just loved calling the game, and kids practice all the time, calling the games in the park, just having some fun. They're shooting some hoops. but I really fell in love with it. I gave Mr. Fischetti in 8th grade a tape of one of my games. It was the Colts and the Patriots when Tom Brady and Peyton Manning faced off against each other, 2 undefeated teams 3 years ago.
Now, Ginny, your parents, Neil Sr. and your mother, both St. Francis Prep alumni as well. That shot off the mark and pulled down by Amber Griffin.
And I was talking to your father before the game, and he was like, I don't know why Neil is into announcing. I wouldn't want to do it. He was funny.
Neil Sr. on hand today.
Yeah, my family is very supportive, and I just have fun with it and do what I got to do. I mean, the only announcer, so. As that's Melton with the shot.
Melton with a really tough shot.
Troy Melton has taken over for Spellman, really leading the team right now.
2:50 left first quarter, a 12-point lead now for Spellman.
And here's Jenna, but she loses the ball. It's out of bounds.
There's Neil Sr.
That's my fault. He's probably calling my mother
On
right
his
now.
phone saying how great he is.
Set the TiVo because we're both on a little shy. Turns his back to the camera.
Right.
Wants to let his son have all the limelight today. So
Well, to be honest with you, although with the games, I'm outspoken and really into it. It's a jump ball. Polito fighting for the ball.
And Laura McCaffrey went down hard and hit her head, but pops right back up.
Yeah, these girls are tough.
Jane Morris saying Lauren McCaffrey is a very hard-nosed kid, so I think she's all right, even though that ponytail looked like it got grabbed pretty hard.
Her sister Linda is at Quinnipiac, former Spellman star herself.
And here's Shatira. Back to Kraus. Kraus started 2 years on JV, but didn't get a chance to play much last year as Polito misses.
And it's pulled down by Troy Melton. Nice outlet pass right there, but it's intercepted by Shatira Hamlet.
And Hamlet bringing it down the court, and a layup bucks at the steal.
Cuts it back to a 10-point game with 2 minutes left in this first half.
22-12.
I got to tell you, I really love the way Hamlet plays. She's just so quick. I mean, she has her hands on every ball, and I'd love to see her play against the Christ the King little point guard. And I mean, those two would be going at it.
Yeah, she's a third-year varsity player.
Toronto couldn't connect on the backdoor feed, so here comes St. Francis Prep with a chance to cut it to 8.
And stolen right away.
Amber Griffin on the steal. Nicole Owuna-Renner to Joy Toronto. How about the ball movement there, Neil?
Yeah, I mean, quick ball movement. Spellman is always like this. And Prep, they had to get their motion offense down. Same way with the boys, the last JV game yesterday. They couldn't get their motion offense down, and they trailed. And then you have to worry about the last few minutes making a three-point shot. It's not going to happen.
Spellman controlling the tempo. They want to push the ball because that's their game. Right. And if St. Francis Prep plays into their hands, then it's going to be to Spellman's benefit.
And Spellman is controlling the game right now.
5 seconds up on the shot clock.
And now Kraus from 3. And she drills it. Three-pointer for Catherine Kraus, 24-15. And Spellman will bring it up slowly.
Just under a minute left first half.
That's a big 3 right there with only 40 seconds left on the clock.
That's huge. Especially going into halftime, you need the momentum.
St. Francis Prep trying to make a run here before the break. And
travel.
Call for a travel. Well, Neil, I know you're going to have some halftime duty, so we don't want to take you away from that, but we certainly appreciate you sticking around with us here for the second quarter. It's Neil Carousso, sophomore at St. Francis Prep, as we come on the final seconds of this first half with Spellman up 24-15, but the Terriers making a little bit of a run here before the end of the half. Hamlet working on Toronto, and she's called for the travel. Just a little indecisive right there, so the turnover, the 10th of this first half for St. Francis Prep with 21 seconds left.
And that's one thing both coaches said they wanted to minimize today was the turnovers.
So 21 seconds, and now the clock ticks down as Toronto takes the inbounds pass. And the steal by St. Francis Prep. Here's Erdman working on Melton, and she's called for the travel. So the turnovers continue to mount for St. Francis Prep late first half. Under 8 seconds left. One more opportunity for Cardinal Spellman, but the steal by Hallaby. Hallaby can't finish. And Cardinal Spellman just going to let this one run out as the first half comes to an end. A big breakout in the second quarter for Cardinal Spellman. The Pilots opening it up on a 10-2 run. Troy Melton having a terrific game thus far with 12 points and 7 rebounds in this first half. And Cardinal Spellman with a 9-point lead at the break, 24-15. And joining us right now is the head coach of Cardinal Spellman, Jane Morris, and Rich Ackerman, Julianne Viani. Both of these teams have seen each other once before. The familiarity factor, is that a help coming into this matchup here on the road for your team today?
Yes, it is. We are familiar with each other. Some of the girls play together in the summertime, so they kind of know each other's moves, and there's a certain degree of intensity going on there.
And Jane, what's the main thing that you think the girls have to do in order to succeed more so in the second half? Limit the turnovers?
Yeah, we have to limit our turnovers. We're making a couple of bad decisions, taking some bad shots. We need to hang on to the ball and give our guards a little more help getting the ball up the floor.
Well, Jane, thank you very much for a couple of moments. We greatly appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Jane Morris, the head coach of Cardinal Spellman, and the Pirates with an impressive first half. Lead by 9, 24-15 over St. Francis Prep right here on MSG Varsity.
Think you've got all the answers? Think you've got what it takes? Then think fast and get ready to take the challenge.
I'm Jared Cotter. Get ready for action in the Bronx when Collegiate Institute for Math and Science takes on Wings Academy for a half hour of high-stakes Q&A.
The Challenge on MSG Varsity, another Optimum exclusive.
Where do you search for local job listings or when you want to adopt a pet? News 12 Classifieds is the easiest way to find and post local listings on a site you can trust. Just go to news12.com and click on Classifieds. Your next job could be right around the corner, along with your new best friend and everything else under the sun. So why not give it a shot? News 12 Classifieds on news12.com, as local as classifieds get.
Sports are great for a kid's body. Steroids aren't. They can ruin tendons in legs and arms. Steroids can stunt bone growth and increase the chances of liver cancer, heart attack, and stroke. Steroids don't make great athletes. They destroy them. Talk to your kids. Need help? Get help. Visit drugfree.org.
Welcome back to St. Francis Prep. The Terriers down by 9 at the half to Cardinal Spellman 24-15. Rich Ackerman along with Julianne Viani, and we're joined right now by Terriers head coach Joanne Wagner. And coach, it was a rough first half for your team, but can you take any solace in the fact that you were getting good looks at the basket, and maybe if shots start going down in the second half, things will be better for you?
Oh, absolutely. That's what exactly we said to the girls even at halftime. You know, if you made half of your layups, you know, we'd be winning this ball game right now. So it's not that they're not doing offensively what we want them to do. They're getting the good looks, open threes, missed 3 or 4 easy layups. You make half of them, and like I said, we're winning the ball game at that point.
And Coach, before the game, you said your defense is what makes your team tick. Are you pleased with how your team has played defensively, or do you think that's a huge thing that has to amp up this half?
Oh, we have to step it up defensively, absolutely. We switched to a 2-2-1 defense, you know, press, and people weren't rotating their assignments the right way. So that's why we pulled that off. But no, they need to step it up and put a lot more pressure, especially on their guards. If you pressure their guards, we will get turnovers. You saw it a couple of times. If they did do that, we did make some steals, and that's what's going to make the difference in the game. If we step up our defense, convert, go for the fast breaks, it should be a different ball game in the second half.
Coach, thanks so much for a couple of minutes. We greatly appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Coach Joanne Wagner of St. Francis Prep, and in the first half, Troy Melton was the star for Cardinal Spellman. A terrific first half for the Pilot star, doing it in every conceivable fashion, Julianne.
Yeah, Melton is just so athletic. She can really score inside and outside, and she really proved it that first half.
And on the other side, Shatira Hamlet was one of those trying to keep St. Francis Prep in this game.
Hamlet, one of the feistiest, quickest little players that I've seen so far. I mean, she was taken to the basket and on the defensive end, getting steals.
Well, look at the numbers of the first half and that big run in the second quarter by Cardinal Spellman. 5 of 7 from the field in that second quarter, while the shooting woes got a little better, but not enough for St. Francis Prep to overcome the 9-point deficit at the half. And that's where we stand right now. The leading scorers in the first half. Troy Melton with 12 to lead Cardinal Spellman. Jenna Hallaby 5 for St. Francis, which trails by 9 at the half. Third quarter coming up next.
In movies, I played the tough guy. But my son Danny, a stunt coordinator, was the real tough guy. Yet even he couldn't beat pancreatic cancer. That's why I support the Lost Garden Foundation. It's dedicated to finding a cure for this deadly disease. And Cablevision support ensures that 100% of every donation you make goes directly to pancreatic cancer research. In my son Danny's memory, join me in the fight. Visit curepc.org today. Thank you.
Hey neighbors, come on your phone for a conference call. My phone service doesn't include